sono Yanghwan, sono studio Italiano in Brooklyn College. Oggi è domenica. Oggi voglio parlare di gelato. Summer is coming, so in New York City, gelato is the one of the most delightful of frozen confections. So today let me introduce about the Italian version ice cream, gelato. The history of gelato is closely tied to two regions, Dolomite in the far north of Italy and Sicily in the far south. In Dolomite, gelato was made with milk, cream, sugar, eggs, and natural flavors. Snow was stored in cantina, which is basement, during the winter. When the summer brought tourists into the mountains of Dolomite, the sale of gelato was one of the major sources of income for the region people. But in another part of far south, the gelato was predominantly water-based, lower in fat and slightly higher in sugar content. It was called sorbetto or sorbet in English. Southern gelato producer use techniques similar to those of the Dolomite region, especially in Sicily, where underground storage area, some as deep at 30 meters or more than 90 feet, are used to store compacted snow. However, in later 1686, the Sicilian fisherman Francesco Procopio de Cortelli perfected the first ice cream machine. However, the popularity of gelato among larger shares of the population only increased in the 1920s to 1930s. In the northern Italian city of Varese, where the first gelato cart was developed. Italy is the only country where the market share of handmade gelato versus industrial one is over 55%. Today, more than 5,000 modern Italian ice cream parlors employ over 15,000 people, and most of them are Italian. So compared to today's American style ice cream, the American style ice cream, that's one made with egg yolk, as is basically the new standard in home recipe and commercial product. Gelato has less fat in the base and less air churned into it during the freezing process. American ice cream are heavy on the cream and have a fat content, but American labeling lower of at least 10%, considerable higher in the most homemade and many premium versions. Gelato, by comparison, they use more milk than the cream, and also it doesn't have nearly as much fat. And additionally, it usually but not always use fewer egg yolk, another source of fat in custard-based ice cream. American style ice cream are churned fast and hard to whip in the plenty of air, and it's called overrun, which is aided by the high proportion of cream in the base, and the most high-end ice cream have an overrun of 25% or so, which means they are increased in volume by the 25%, and the cheaper commercial version can run from 50% to over 90%, which gives them a light, dense, fast melting texture that is very flavorful. Those bites are a quarter to a half air. So gelato is churned at a much slower speed, which introduces less air into the base, thinking whipping cream by hand instead of with a stand mixer. That's why it tastes more dense than ice cream. So gelato contains much less air than typical American ice cream. So gelato is also healthier than American style ice cream as it contains all nature ingredients, fewer calories, and less bad fat. And also in New York City, there's not much traditional gelato test in the city, but there's few good test store in New York City. And I have been to the one in Greenwich Village. The store is between 10th Street and 11th Street, and the store named Real Gelato. They made gelato shape as the flower. If you choose the corn, so if you want a good looks, so you better to choose the corn instead of the cups. So that's it today's. Thank you for listening. It's ending. Ciao.